G'day guys, and today Shorty and I are going to do the tips for round 21 of the season, and only 3 games to go, matey, till the week off and then the finals. How excited are you for it?
Oh, I'm fairly excited, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, look, pretty reasonably excited, I must say. Can't wait for these next 3 weeks to be done. They will decide the final ladder at the last minute of round 23, but let's get to the finals, eh?
Yeah, bring on September. It'll be good stuff.
That's the way, mate. Friday night football, we've got Western Bulldogs and Collingwood at Adelaide Stadium. The Dogs very brave and got the job done against North Melbourne, undermanned once again. And Collingwood were pretty disappointing against the Tigers.
Yeah, sure were, mate. I'm going to tip the Dogs here by 27 points to the quality side despite their outs, and Collingwood a bit of a roller coaster, so I think the Dogs should get the job done here, mate.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to go to the Dogs as well by 31 points. It seems no matter how many outs they have, they seem to still get the job done. They're a very fast, creative and contested ball side, and I reckon they'll be too good for the Pies. And we will move on to Brisbane Lions and Carlton at the Gabba. This will be a bit of a 50-50. The Lions were dreadful. They're not playing for Leper at the moment. 138-point loss, I'm pretty sure it was around that. And Carlton got a touch-up by the Saints by around 70 points. Big game, 50-50.
Yeah, both clubs are very disappointed with their last week's efforts, but Brisbane are an absolute battle. Blues aren't travelling great after last week, after a few decent ones, but I'm going to tip Carlton here by 19 points. Maybe a little close, but I think they'll win for sure, mate. Brisbane travelling awfully. Yeah,
well summed up. I'm going to go the Blues by 27 points. I mean, even though it's at the Gabba, they've been thrashed at their home turf. It hasn't really made much of a difference. The loss last week isn't really an indication of who's on the ground, but effort. And Blues have been good besides last week's hiccup, so I think they'll win.
Very good, mate.
And the Hawks and North Melbourne at the MCG Saturday afternoon. The Hawks got a little bit of a touch-up against Melbourne, but that's what happens when you win 9 in a row, mate. You're not as hungry as you were the previous 9. Highlighted a few deficiencies as well, maybe. North Melbourne, they were pretty poor last week against the Dogs. They were brave, but didn't get the chocolates. And last time it was North by... No, sorry. It was the Hawks pretty close against North.
Yeah, I'm going to go Hawthorn by 16 points. Certainly a few deficiencies brought to light once again, but I think North can maybe push them. I'm not sure where Ben Brown's at with his chances to play, but if he's out there, no chance. If he plays, you just never know.
Yep. Good. I'll go with the Hawks as well, mate, by 20 points. I think they'll just be a little bit too strong. They're very good rebounding from a loss, but North can challenge them and can come close to them. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a close game like it was last time. But, yeah, Hawks don't lose 2 in a row. They're that good. And, yeah, last week they won't be too concerned about.
Yeah, definitely.
GWS and West Coast at Spotless Stadium, and the Giants nutted out a win against the Gold Coast Suns, a very close one in the end. They thought they'd make it a bit of percentage, and they didn't. And the Eagles, what did they do? I think they had a good win against Freo. Josh Kennedy kicked a big bag, and very tough to win in Spotless.
Yeah, it certainly is, mate. And I don't see that changing. West Coast don't play that great a footy anywhere other than home, seemingly, and they're not super convincing at home at the moment either. But I'm going to go to the Giants by 33 points. It's a tough place to go to, and I know they weren't great last week, but I think against a better side, they'll perhaps be a bit more switched on, and couldn't see the Eagles winning something that they must win in reality.
Definitely, mate. I'm with you on that one. I'm going to go the Giants by 43 points. Basically because it's at home, and basically because West Coast can't win away from home. So, quite simple there. And the Giants are a class outfit. Their run and carry game and contested footy is just brilliant, and their ability to just put on a good score will let them win this game, I think. St Kilda and Sydney at Etihad Stadium. And the Saints, they touched up the Blues quite convincingly last week. And the Swans, they did what they had to do against Port Adelaide and were very good, kept them to a pretty low score, and they're one of the teams to beat at the moment. They're one of the most informed teams of the comp, but you never know under the roof at Etihad.
Yeah, no, spot on, mate. You just never know with those Saints what they can produce. They can make some great points in a close one, but yeah, they're going to have to be prepared because you just don't know with St Kilda. If they play their brand of footy, then they can match it with most. So the highly sensitive Swans would definitely want to turn up with a good attitude and bring some of their best footy, especially early.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go with the Swans by 12 points. I'm with you, mate. I think it'll be pretty close. I don't know what the Saints are like back-to-back with their wins. I think they won 7 of 9, but I don't think they'll be able to match it with the Sydney Swans outfit. They lost to North a few weeks ago with Harvey's game, and I don't think North are travelling that well at the moment, and Sydney are probably the best team in the competition right at this second.
Yeah, true that.
So I'll go the Swans, mate. Port Adelaide and Melbourne at Adelaide Oval. So Port Adelaide were dismal last week against the Swans, just didn't go hard enough. And Melbourne went hard enough and managed to beat the Hawks by around the 5 goals. I just finished watching that game, mate, and it was absolutely spectacular to watch. Demons went in so hard, were so good all day. Big game.
Yeah, it's one I wouldn't mind watching, I think, at some stage when I get a bit of internet happening, mate. But,
definitely.
Port were terrible, mate. They were terrible. But nonetheless, I'm going to tip them. I mean, it sounds strange. They were shocking. Melbourne beat the reigning premier, but I just don't know whether Melbourne are ready to consistently produce that sort of footy. And in Adelaide, it's always a tough task. So I'm going to go Port Adelaide by 5 points. You just never know how this one could turn out.
Intriguing, mate. I'm going to disagree with you there. I'm going to go the Demons by 7 points. I think it'll be a very close one. I think they're just a bit harder in the contest, and I think that'll basically be the reason that they'll win. At Port Adelaide haven't played great footy. They've been okay at home, and I think it's just more of a summary of where Port Adelaide are at. But in saying that, Melbourne can get ahead of themselves and can also not produce week-to-week performances similar to the previous week. So it'll be very interesting. Big game for Melbourne to rectify and sort of confirm what they did last week as a step forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big game. And moving on to Essendon and Gold Coast on the Sunday, which is at Etihad Stadium. The Bombers, they got slightly touched up by the Cats, but they'd be pretty happy with that loss. Gold Coast, they'd be very happy with their loss too, because they wouldn't not have thought that they'd get that close. But in saying that, they maybe should have won that.
Yeah, a couple of respectable losses, but as you say, the Suns led for quite a portion. I'm going to tip Gold Coast here by 22 points, mate. I just don't think the Bombers are capable of really kicking a winning score, and the Suns are starting to produce some reasonable footy despite all their outs through the midfield. Their spine and taller players are really starting to come along and show some real promise, so I think that'll be enough to get the job done over a weak and tiring Bombers side.
Yeah, solid, mate. I'm going to go with Gold Coast by 40 points. As you said, they've really been building lately and put together some good footy. The Bombers, as you said, they can't really kick a winning score. They're so inaccurate at goal. Their general play isn't too bad watching last week. I mean, their ball movement's not too bad if you give them a bit of time, but against, I don't think they can, marry up to beat a Gold Coast side on the rise. Moving on to Sunday with Richmond and Geelong at the MCG. The Tigers got a nice win against the Pies on the Friday night. And the Cats, well, they didn't do what they needed to do against the Bombers, but they won. So the Cats got home by 66 points in what most fans would see as pretty ordinary. But, that's all you can really do. You have no control over it. Haven't lost the Tigers since 2006.
Yeah, you can get all our thoughts on that little matter in the review, of course, and with more in-depth thoughts about this game as well, I suppose. I'm going to tip the Cats fairly comfortably. I'm going to tip us by 49 points. I expect a bit of a letdown from the Tigers, and I didn't think they were an amazing effort on Friday. I think two sort of sluggish sides battling it out, but I think Geelong will put in a better performance and have a comfortable win, mate.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Geelong by 3 goals. The Tigers have had a few close ones with us as of late. And despite a good record against them, they seem to, match up well with us, at least matching close to matching us. I think, yeah, we should be a bit classy. It depends. Yeah, more depends if we show up, really. We know what Richmond can do. We know what we can do when we show up. So it just depends if we don't play like millionaires.
Yeah, no, very true.
Yeah, so I'll be a little bit of confidence, but not overly confident on that one. I wish I had your confidence on that one, mate.
Yeah, no, there we go.
No, we'll find more out Sunday, mate. Freo and Adelaide at Domain Stadium. Fremantle, they're good for probably a half and then just waned away from the Eagles. And Adelaide were exceptional against a very, very poor Brisbane Lions outfit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think they'll do similar this week, mate. I'm going to hit the Crows by 74 points. I think, it's a pretty deadly sort of combo. Freo really struggle to kick much of a score, and Adelaide are probably the best at kicking a score, which could lead to something we don't want, and that's the Crows' percentage getting further out of hand. But, let's hope Ross Lyons shuts the game down or something like that for our sake. I think the Crows will be convincing winners, mate.
I like your thinking. I hope Ross the boss gets on the job and says save Geelong's chances. Look, the Crows, mate, should be too good over there. I'm going to go with the Crows by 60 points. It's quite simply the fact that Fremantle aren't good at scoring. The Crows are very good at scoring. Their transition from halfback is just about the best in the competition, and just their ability to be so attacking and be so well rounded, they'll get the job done pretty easily.
Yeah, I reckon, mate.
So those are the tips. Round 21 for us, guys. Feel free to comment your tips as well. Don't forget to give the video a like and share it around with all your mates as well. It'd be fantastic. Don't forget to subscribe for more of our tips, and we do Geelong Cats reviews each week, so get onto that. That'd be fantastic. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll talk to you all next time.